Hey there, welcome to Embers Only Barbecue. Today we're going to show you two different preparations for two different Japanese A5 Wagyu steaks, ribeye, striploin. We're going to show you different options on how to serve them as well. Now, Japanese A5 Wagyu is some of the best meat on the planet. Many people say it is the best, and a lot of that has to do with how much intramuscular fat you see, all that snowflake, the white. It's absolutely magical. These cows are treated incredibly well. So this is our ribeye here. This is our striploin, and what we're going to try and do is rather than hit it with high heat, get a really intense brown crust, we're going to go at a slightly lower temperature, about medium heat, so that we can get all the intramuscular fat melted down into the meat, have it really flavor everything very well, and then we're going to serve it a couple different ways. So we're going to do the ribeye whole in the cast iron pan, and we're going to do the striploin cut into pieces. Now, very important that you preheat your cast iron pan for at least 10 minutes. We've got ours on medium heat, and we're going to get it salted with some very simple kosher salt and into the pan right now. For the ribeye, we're just going to season it very simply with kosher salt, and that's all you need for meat this good. Now, the fat on this meat is so special that just the body heat alone in your finger is enough to start melting the intramuscular fat here. It's an incredible piece of meat here. You see that. So we're not going to put anything in the pan. Our pan's been heated for at least 10 minutes, cast iron over medium heat. We're going to get it right on now. And we're going to go salt side down for a few minutes now. No oil in the pan. You see how much oil is already coming off here, fat from the steak. And it already smells out of this world. And now we're going to salt the other side while we're down here. And this is everything we're seasoning the steak with is just kosher salt. Okay, we're 2 minutes in here. We're going to give this a flip. So it's been about 3 to 4 minutes total. We're brown on both sides here, and we're going to let that rest for a minute. Now to slice this, we're going to separate the cap here from the eye, and then we're going to cut it into bite-sized pieces. So here's our cap. This is my favorite part of any steak, is the ribeye cap. I think it's magnificent. And then we'll show you here a few pieces here. Fat is rendered down nicely. We still have a good crust. Very juicy. Okay, we've got a few slices of our cap sliced up here. And then our first option for cooking this, we've got a 5-year barrel-aged soy sauce from Japan that is just beautiful for this. So we're going to get that poured in. We're going to give it a very slight dip inside here. There's our cap. Little soy sauce. Oh man. I mean, there's nothing like that in the world. It's so good. Wow. Okay, the soy sauce was a big hit. Another option to get some salty flavor into the steak. So we've got some beautiful caviar for one of the most expensive surf and turfs you'll ever have in your life. Take a little bit, put it right on the steak here. That's going to give us some nice texture in addition to the salt and the brininess. Wow. Flavor on that is really good, intense, delicious. You get a lot of fattiness from the steak, brininess from the caviar. It's just delightful. Now let's break down the striploin. We're going to portion this one into quarters here. So one piece right there, and then we've got the big piece here. We're going to make sure we slice against this grain here. So one down here, we're at room temperature. One piece here. And then one piece where we're going to bisect this grain right there. And we're going to season these the same way that we did the ribeye, just simple kosher salt here on the first side. And the marbling is just like nothing else you've ever seen. And we're going to save this end piece for later. We're just going to prepare these 4 from the main loin right here. All right, cast iron pan has been preheated at least 10 minutes. We're on medium-low heat. And we kept the A5 fat from the previous cook in there. And we're going to go salt side down. And probably 3 to 4 minutes total here. Just want to get all of the beautiful fat in there melted down. And while we're here, we're just going to season it with some more kosher salt on the unseasoned side. Since we've been on somewhat medium-low heat, we're going to flip this at 2.5 minutes now. Got a nice crust. We want to make sure that our intramuscular fat there is melting nicely. Right, so we're on 2.5 minutes on one side, 1.5 on the other side. And so 4 minutes total cook. And we're going to come out with these. We rested the strip loin for about 2 minutes. Now we're going to get it sliced up. And that just looks lovely, super juicy. And this one, for the taste test, got this nice and medium. We're going to go into the barrel-aged soy sauce. It's like butter. I mean, I've never had steak that tastes this good, this unctuous. Phenomenal. So now let's talk. A couple different options on how to serve this. We showed you barrel-aged soy sauce. We showed you caviar. What we don't have here that I've done before that's also fantastic is you could sous vide an egg for about an hour until the yolk gets all custardy. Take the whites off and then serve the egg in a dipper in a ramekin and a little steak and eggs for breakfast. That's a delight. The other nice option you could do is you could slice these really nice and thin, make sure you're going against the grain, and then you can go to your local sushi restaurant and just buy some sushi rice, or you can make it at home if you've got time. Every time I try to make sushi rice, it's been a disaster, and I think to myself, I can go 5 minutes down the street, spend $4.50, get something better that I could spend 2 hours on. Let's do that. You take a little ball. Apologies to all my Japanese friends out there. We don't make nice sushi, but yeah, make a little nigiri ball. You stick the steak on top, brush a little bit of the soy sauce on top of that, and then you have God's gift to nigiri, A5 nigiri. Unbelievable. So we've done a taste test with 3 different people here, looking at the strip loin versus the ribeye. Everyone feels like the strip loin here is the beefiest bite of everything that we tasted so far today. The ribeye, the eye was phenomenal, a little more gelatinous, and then the cap of the ribeye was just the absolute best bite that we had. I think for me, it's my favorite cut of any steak, and to do the A5 experience with the ribeye cap is just next level. But this is absolutely delicious, and in general, when you're looking at A5, the strip loin would be a more affordable option, if you can call it that, than the ribeye. So know this, you're not going to sacrifice any kind of quality. You have an incredible, beefy Japanese Wagyu A5 experience with the strip loin or with the ribeye. I don't think you can go wrong. And honestly, if you're going to do it, I would try both. It's an absolute delight. So to recap, we got 4 different options on how to serve majestic meat like this. You got your barrel-aged soy sauce. You got your caviar. If you want to go king of the ring, you can go with a sous vide egg dipper. You can go with some sushi rice for a beautiful nigiri. Or if you want to be blasphemous, you can go with an A1 soy sauce. But then don't ever do this again. And please don't subscribe to our YouTube. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop us a comment on what you thought about it. And please hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.
Oh, man. Oh, man.